and welcome to the Passport to Success podcast, where this week we are looking at top tips to improve the content of your social media channel videos, and we are going to be talking about LUSH and how they are stepping away from its social channels in the UK. I'm Becca.
And I'm Simon.
From Passport to Success, the online platform built by industry experts designed to help, advise, guide and support entrepreneurs and small business owners to success.
Fab.
Hello, welcome to a new week.
Welcome back.
Well, it's Thursday. It's nearly the end of the week.
You know how it goes now.
Tool.
We've got a free tool, as always.
Free tool for you.
So this one's I think it might be more of an obvious one. It's Google Slides. So if you've ever used Google Docs or Google Sheets, if you've got a Gmail account, you've probably, and you're in business, you've probably seen Google Docs and Sheets and even maybe Google Slides. It's so handy. It can mean that you can do things on the move. You don't have to worry about bringing your laptop with you everywhere. As long as you've got access to your emails, as long as you've got access to your Gmail account, you're able to access anything that from Google Slides to Google Docs to Google Sheets.
Good. That stops
from
the
anywhere.
whole thing where you sometimes see when your presentation and someone has obviously done their presentation on a Mac and then they come to a PC and it's all over the shop. The formatting's gone. Yeah,
and especially Google Slides, it lets you say, for example, I don't know, something's happened, you forgot your USB stick or whatever, you forgot to email yourself your PowerPoint presentation, and you've got a big
Google,
pitch.
They think about this, don't they?
And
they are clever.
Now it just makes it so much easier. Just in case if that happened, all you need to do is log into your Gmail account, and then hey presto, you've got absolutely everything there.
Very excellent.
Obviously, it's free. It's easy to use. It's so handy to have.
A
honestly,
Google account.
Yeah,
a Gmail.
all it is all you need is a Gmail account. They're so easy to set up. It's just as you would with any email account. Just go to Google, Gmail, fill in all your details. Hey presto, you've got an account.
Fan-flipping-tastic.
It's so handy for any business owner who's constantly on the move, basically, or wanting to do some work whilst you're away in another country. There's absolutely no issues with it. That's brilliant.
Great.
Yeah.
Very handy. Recommend it.
Following on from our tool, we've got social media content in the video format.
Yes, and tips to improve the videos.
Yeah, so as we know, video format's increasing on social media. It's the easiest form for a lot of people of content to digest.
It's getting more engagement.
Yeah, and it's just ultimately becoming a much better option.
Yes.
More people are sharing it, more people are engaging with it. It's constantly on the rise. So if you're planning on making any videos and posting them on social media, you need to know what to do. So we've just got a collection of 5 tips actually that we've narrowed down to what we think are the key areas that you should be looking at. So the first one is obviously it's keyword related. You need to make sure that you use keywords that are related to your business or your content, and make sure it's actually in the content itself, in the video itself. There's no point of going completely off topic, picking no keywords, and because otherwise your audience isn't going to be interested.
Yeah, use it in your research as well. So when you are planning what to write, look at your keywords and look what is out there that is relevant to those keywords.
Yeah, and that can also help in regards to the actual creation of the content. You can look at the keywords you have, and it might actually spark more ideas and what you're hoping your audience is searching for.
Yeah.
It can ultimately help you create content that's related to them. And if you're creating videos that use these keywords, then they're much more likely going to be getting the engagement from your customers. The second one would be just making sure that, so it was done by a study actually, that more people prefer seeing a human interaction on a video rather than a voiceover. You might have seen the voiceovers of how to create, I don't know, a Gmail account.
Yes.
And it's just a computer screen with a voiceover saying what you need to do.
They can get a bit boring, can't they?
Yeah.
I mean, it's what we're doing now. We are just talking. You don't see our faces. However, it's a different format as a podcast. People know that you're not going to be looking at faces on a podcast. But when it comes to videos, it's so visual that they're expecting to see pictures and people and a human face.
It's just the facial expressions as well.
They're more likely to engage with another person and another face.
You can just see so much from someone's facial expressions. It's so easy to read what people are trying to get across. And
it's more trusting as well.
Yeah, it is. Definitely recommended that you actually use someone within your videos to engage with the audience.
If it's just you, it's tough. It is a tough skill to have to be able to stand in front of a camera and talk about it. I know I do it for Passport to Success, but I am in a theatre group. I do acting. I don't mind being in front of a camera, but I know not everybody does.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan. It's not for me.
So if you're on your own and it is not for you, it's tough, but get someone to do it. You know, you might need to pay for someone or talk to your friends or other colleagues or employees if there's anyone who's happy to do it, because it is a skill that not everybody has. So if you can find someone who has it, use them.
There's so many places you can outsource to and get people to actually do the videos for you. If you want to do them yourself and you're not a big fan of doing them, practice makes perfect, basically.
Yeah, it's like public speaking, but you're just talking to a camera.
You've got to practice. Sure that your first few might not be the best. It's like a rusty tap, isn't it? You turn it, loads of sludge comes out, then eventually it starts flowing fine. It's just getting used to the content and getting used to being in front of a camera and talking to your audience and in a way that they
It's the same as anything,
you.
Isn't it? You just need to practice. Another tip is that the quality of the information is more important than the quality of the production. You might get het up on making sure that it is slick and stylish and cropped and make sure that the video is really, really good. But if the information you're giving is a bit naff and you're spending all the time making sure it looks good, people aren't going to pay attention. They're going to switch off because they'll realise that what you're talking about isn't relevant to them, or it's not quality, or they think that's actually not right, so I'm not going to listen to that. It needs to look passable as a video. You don't want really bad editing unless that's your visual that you're going for and you are purposefully making naff videos. There is that aesthetic of roughness and naffness, isn't there? That exists, but you need to make sure that the quality of what you are talking about is better than the quality of your video production. So don't spend hours and hours editing when your quality is naff.
Yeah, you need to make sure that your audience are getting exactly what they want.
Yes.
And the best way to do, I mean, whilst people do enjoy watching videos and everything like that, as long as the content that you're delivering to them is good, useful, something they can use, then they're going to keep watching the videos. But you can't sacrifice your quality of your content just to make a video, just to make the editing better or the quality of it better. It's just, you need to make sure that it's content over actual video editing, basically. There are certain things that you need to make sure of. Is normally, I mean, when we do our videos, they're at 1080p, aren't they? If you don't have the resources to film at a good resolution, it's not the end of the world. There's no need to worry about it. Don't think that you can't film. As long as your content's good, you can film. Of course you can.
Exactly. Another point is make sure that you hit the key points quickly. You don't want to ramble through. If someone's watching a video because they want to know what you are talking about with your products, if you spend the first 10 minutes talking about yourself, they're not going to listen. People make snap judgments on whether they're going to continue this video or not. And you'll find that if you look at your analytics of videos, it's normal for it to drop off. That is absolutely normal for people to drop off during watching videos. Don't take that as anything bad. But that's why you need to make sure that you hit your key points very quickly on in your content.
100%.
And another tip that we suggest is using Instagram countdown in your stories, because it will build up anticipation. Everyone likes a countdown. It's like New Year, isn't
Everyone
it?
loves a countdown.
And it's excitement, anticipation for something's happening in 3 days and 3 hours. Maybe we should pay attention to this. So you can use the countdown on Instagram stories
to advantage,
create excitement and a countdown. If you don't have an Instagram, that's fine, but if you do have an Instagram,
use it to your advantage.
Use the countdown on the stories.
It's always good. It's it just creates that buzz, that little bit of that little what's happening here? What's going on?
Excitement.
What's going on? Everyone's nosy, and everyone wants to know what people are doing. No matter how much people say, "Oh, I don't really care."
They do.
You do care. It's just. Yeah, it's a great way of creating engagement and getting people hyped for something that's coming. So, yeah, it's definitely worth looking at.
So those are the top 5 tips. Use keywords to plan your content. Be personal. Make sure people see your face or a face. Make sure the quality of your information is up there and it's not necessarily about the quality of your production. Make sure you hit your keynotes quickly when you are doing your videos and build up anticipation and excitement, particularly using Instagram countdown.
Fab. So the next one's looking at LUSH.
Yes, this is hot off the press.
Hot off the press.
At time of recording, which is Tuesday. I know it's Thursday for you, but it's Tuesday now when we are filming. LUSH have said that they are stepping away from social media channels in the UK.
That's quite big news.
It is. They are instead going to direct customers to their website and emails and phone lines.
Interesting, because I would think that LUSH's audience are all over social media, especially, say, for example, people love boomerangs on Instagram.
How many videos of bath bombs do you see?
You took the words right out of my mouth. Those bath bombs that people do.
Bath bombs. So at LUSH UK, this is only the UK, it's not the US. LUSH UK, it's got 569,000 followers on Instagram, 423,000 plus on Facebook, 202,000 on Twitter, and it's going to what they've called is Shutter its social media. So there's LUSH UK, LUSH Kitchen, LUSH Times, LUSH Live, Soapbox and Gorilla across Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.
Okay.
So they want to talk to their customers, and they feel that the thing is with social media, it's starting to get a bit saturated. LUSH have said, the company have announced, this is a quote from them, that increasingly social media is making it harder and harder for us to talk to each other directly. We are tired of fighting with algorithms and we do not want to pay to appear on your newsfeed. So we've decided it's time to bid farewell to some of our brand social channels. LUSH UK, LUSH Kitchen, LUSH Times, LUSH Live, Soapbox and Gorilla across Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and open up the conversation between the LUSH community and us instead. So it's going to talk to its customers through its emails and phone lines and websites.
It's a bold move. It's a very bold move.
It is indeed. You'll see the rise of LUSH personalities online. This is a spokesperson from LUSH has told The Drum, which is where we've got this article from. You will start to see the rise of LUSH personalities online. This isn't a replacement for the brand channels, but an opportunity for our customers to connect one-to-one with people within LUSH base on various categories. So they're wanting to make it personal. They're sick of algorithms. It's all, they don't want to sponsor and pay just to appear on people's news feeds. It's all about community. They're all, LUSH, it's always been cruelty-free, it's been activism. They got in bother recently about that Spy Cops campaign, and it was about undercover police officers that have infiltrated the lives of people since 1968, and that hit the headlines, and many people boycotted it, many people stopped going. Okay. Yeah, it made headlines. I don't know if that's what they wanted, but it was a bit probably on the edge. They've been in the news recently with that, negatively and positively.
Yes.
So they are now deciding to step away from their social media channels. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens.
It will be very interesting to see what happens.
It's easy because LUSH is quite an established brand.
Yeah.
So they have a following.
100%.
They have shops on many high streets, so you're not going to not see them. It's like if a small company decided to not have social media, that wouldn't work for them because you wouldn't have the audience already.
Yeah, it'll be extremely. They've lost a good chunk of. But they're going to lose a huge chunk of followers and everything on the social media channels, aren't they?
What LUSH have said, it's the first exploratory step in LUSH UK, cutting out the middleman between ourselves and the LUSH community. However, we understand that this isn't an action that can be supported just yet in all markets. So that's interesting. We've spoken about, social media stocks going down and engagement on social media. Though still important, it's being less and less. I reckon some people are now starting to come out the other end of social media and thinking we spend too much time on it, it's very fake because everyone's got this second filtered life on social media.
Really do, yeah.
And we might be coming out of that bubble.
It'll be it's very surprising because, again, like I said literally at the beginning of this, I'd assume that a huge chunk of their market is on social media.
It's very visual, isn't it?
Because it's such a visual brand, with the bath bombs and
But how many
everything
companies
like that.
survived before social media? You know,
Yeah.
it's possible to succeed without it.
Oh yeah, as an
It's
I think as an established brand it
incredibly
is.
difficult. But I think the lesson to take is these LUSH are an established brand already. For any small business owners out there, we still think it's very important to have a social media presence until you become as big as LUSH.
Yeah.
They're still going to run US social accounts. This is just in the UK at the minute, which is a smaller audience, isn't it?
Yeah, I wonder if it's a bit of like a taster.
A test. See what it's like.
Test. See if it works. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then
It's interesting.
100%.
We will keep an eye on it and we'll keep you up to date with any more developments within LUSH.
Sounds good.
That's it for this week. Thank you for listening. Stay up to date with all things Passport to Success, and we will see you in the next podcast.
Bye.